let's talk about the PlayStation VR. You were a big critic at first. I bought one day one when it came out. Amazon screwed up my order and it came a week late. Uh, Whatever. I played the Batman game for it, and instantly I was blown away. Everything from going to the Batcave to looking at dead bodies, just being kind of like Batman without the fighting, I guess. And I got several other games for it. I really enjoy it.
Well, I'm going to argue and say it's not that I wasn't a big critic. I mean, I was a little critical. I think it was a healthy criticism.
Yeah.
Because
Skeptic.
skeptical. For one, we talk about all the different VRs that are coming out. Like it's a feast or famine thing, right? So some are going to survive, some are not. So I didn't see the point in buying one right away. Because you wait and see who's got the most software, you wait and see who's going to survive.
That's true.
Right. And the other thing was, we talked about, I played VR back in the 90s, late 90s when I was in high school, probably about 94, 95. And it was okay. It wasn't anything super fantastic. It was, it was immersive. You put the headset on, you had the motion controllers and, but the graphics and everything were very lackluster. It was kind of, it was pretty basic polygons. I mean,
You ever play a Virtual Boy?
I did, and I mean, I was one of the ones that gave me a headache.
Yeah, well, I got a nosebleed. It was pretty bad.
You seriously got a nosebleed?
Yeah, well, it was one time, so I always make the joke. If you want a nosebleed, you guys can play it. So you also sat down and you played a roller coaster shooter.
Right, Rush of Blood.
Rush of Blood.
They called it Until Dawn. Did that have any relation to the game Until Dawn?
I don't think it does.
Why'd they call it that then?
I don't know.
That's messed up.
Until Dawn, I mean, that's completely different.
Yeah, it doesn't even have a Hayden Panettiere in it.
Yeah. No, it's barely a game. But you sat down and you actually went through that whole thing. You went through all 6 or 7 levels of that.
I did. I couldn't stop after a while. It was a really good game. It starts off as just a rail carnival. You think you have a light gun shooting the targets type of thing, and it goes crazy.
My biggest question, when I did it, when I was on the roller coaster going downhill, I get my stomach kind of tickled, like I was on a real roller coaster.
Yeah, you can feel that. It is amazing.
Yeah.
And even more than that too, if you miss a target, you can literally turn around.
Yeah,
and hit
literally going behind you.
Yeah, I'm like, oh crap, there's a collectible, so I'm trying to turn and shoot behind me, and it's still working. It is full 360.
Yeah. I mean, I think VR, we're at the point where it's going to really change the way we play games. I mean, right now we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg, I think.
I think I agree with that. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I think that the one thing that they do have to change, I think, to make it successful and to keep it going, is to figure out how to make it multiplayer.
Same room multiplayer?
Yeah, because, I mean, we're just you and me. I'm playing it and you're just sitting there watching me.
Right.
I mean, that's something they're going to have to fix.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like the game industry in general is getting away from the couch co-op games.
And I think that's a mistake because some of the most popular games to come out in the most recent years are still couch co-op.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo seems to really be sticking with that, Mario Kart. But, these new racing games they get sometimes lack a 2-player feature.
Yeah.
It's online.
Well, you think about the new Ninja Turtle game that they came out with. It was what? 2-player?
From Platinum Games?
Yeah, it was 2-player on the same screen, but you couldn't do 4 players. There's freaking 4 turtles. Right. But that game didn't do very well, and that was one of its major critical problems was that it was only 2-player in the same room. Why wasn't it 4 players when there's 4 turtles, right? When you look at something like Smash Brothers, I mean, Smash Brothers continues to be super successful because they allow 4 people in the same room to just battle it out.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
And Nintendo's not even known for its online thing, right?
You can even argue going back, and I don't think this game holds up well now, but GoldenEye was so popular because you can have 4 people just fighting each other.
Right.
And it's set because it was in little squares, it cuts your screen in 4, but you got to play with your friends and just, I think that's where the real games shine are when they allow it. Like there was Assault and Sanctuary. It's a game and it only allows couch co-op, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, I think the main problem is that if you're playing online and you have to connect to their server, they can see your playing habits that way, right? They can see, okay, he's playing online this often, he's playing with this many people, these are his friends, whatever. They can get all that data. If you're playing just on the couch with a few friends, they can't get that data. They don't know how many people you're playing with, how often you're playing, for example, right? They just know that you're, I mean, I think it's just a different set of.
That's not necessarily true either. That couch co-op. I'm talking about Salt and Sanctuary. I had a friend come over. We played it. He had to sign into his name, and it pulled his information off the server.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I think that games have to start getting back to that, especially with the VR. The VR has to get back to that. Because games like Salt and Sanctuary realize, hey, you have family members, you have friends in real life, you have people you want to play with. We need to make this happen.
I mean, the cost of 2 VR units is probably not that realistic for most families.
No, I don't. I agree. I don't think it is, and I don't know what the answer is.
Even if what if you are on your VR and I can control something?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, there could be different ways you can handle it.
Yeah. I mean, the Wii U had the one big controller with the screen, and then everyone else does something else. Yeah. It wasn't that bad. It may not have been the best way, but at least they still allowed people to interact. Right.
Right. Incorporate everybody.
Right. So what is VR now? How does VR encourage co-op? I'm playing VR. I'm sucked into a world, and you're going to push me over to mess with me. I mean, that's not
right. It's come and scare you when you're completely into a game.
Yeah.
Which I didn't do to you. I should have.
You probably should have.
Yeah.
It's a missed opportunity for you.
Yeah. Well, you were just enjoying it so much.
It was a really good game.
Yeah. It's crazy, Even Batman being a $20 VR game, not a lot of features, but just being in Gotham and looking around. It's
crazy. Heck yeah! And then when you at the first when you have the panel of characters, you push your character and they pop up in front of you, and they're like a huge 3D model that you can mess with and
It's like VR inside of a VR.
It was like a huge statue. You could make him pose different ways.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It was crazy.
And you didn't look at all of them, but if you go in the back garage, I unlocked all the types of vehicles, and it's just crazy amount of vehicles. And it's so cool because when I'm watching it on the screen while you're playing it, I mean it's just like okay, that's cool. But when you're actually there, you see like the details of all the cars and the Nightwing or whatever it's called, Batwing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that any of that sucked. It didn't. It was all really, really awesome. But how long can that last just based on aesthetics, right? Because essentially that's all it is, right? You see Gotham, and you see it, and you see the models, you see the characters, and you see them, but that's about it, right? So they have to advance this somehow, either deeper gameplay or co-op or something. They have to, it's still a video game, right? So they still have to advance that part of it somehow. And that's where I think I agree, where you said, it's still new, they're still kind of learning, still getting their feet wet. Where is it going to go?
When you have your bat belt on or whatever it calls it.
Utility belt?
You call everything bat something, whatever. Utility belt. If you go to the right, it's an item. If you go to the middle, so you take your hand and you pretty much go, you want to get a batarang, you go down and grab it like that. It knows where your hands are going. So
yeah, I was super surprised at how responsive it was to knowing where your hands are.
You have a hard time throwing the batarangs, but you pick them up and just throw them, and it's just so fluid.
Yeah, it even lets you do it both hands. I was taking both hands, just playing around, just throwing them for no reason.
But it being a $20 game, they're just kind of showing you what the future can be, really.
Right, yeah. I think they're trying to say, hey, this could be what a true Batman VR game could be.
Yeah. So and there's a lot of other games out there that I haven't tried yet, so I can't wait to kind of get in and see what those other ones are. But the biggest problem with VR is if you have a family or friends, coming in and out or something like that, you can't be interrupted. You have to. I mean, you didn't look away from the screen, take a drink or anything when you were playing.
I tried.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard to take a drink.
I
But
needed a straw for my old fashioned to make that feasible.
yeah, absolutely. But I mean, you couldn't look away because you're just in that. So if you have a family or many interruptions, pressing the pause, taking it off, doing the earphones, and then getting readjusted. Um, it's kind of tedious. So I would suggest if you have an hour or something, just sit down and play, not interrupted. That's the best way to enjoy it, and it takes a lot out of you. Like when I was done playing Batman, I beat Batman in one sit down, and I was exhausted. I felt like I worked out, and I didn't really move at all. I'm not saying it moves. I was saying like you get exhausted.
Yeah, mentally it exhausts you. Yeah, because it's so much input going on. It's
Yeah.
such a new thing. And I do agree that at the end I was surprised it was still daytime by the time I took it off. Like coming out of a movie theater, you're like,
Yeah.
wait, what time did this movie start? It's still sunlight.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you lose track of time, and it's just it's like a roller coaster ride.
It's almost like virtually a reality.
I'm gonna edit that out.
Okay.